Hey, look at that. It's Shawn. It's Shawn with Gem Collectors with Shawn, and I am raring to go, guys. I really don't know where to start. There is so much excitement going on in the inventory world, in my world right now. I could just want to jump right to there. But fantastic comments and the long-awaited picture of Miss Gabby's Christmas tree with all those ornaments. And I really, and you know too, Miss Gabby, from all of you who get the Rock and Gem magazine, which I highly recommend. It's 12 wonderful issues. It's like, you know, average of $2 an issue in a subscription. And on the front cover, over my lifetime, as soon as you open it up, they have a Craftsman of the Month article. And if they choose you, you get, I think it's like $500, a Fordham Flex shaft and things like that. So I had at my lake house on Lake Lanier, which Miss Gabby's familiar with that. And don't you like how I just go and just start straying off into a tangent? But these are things that you haven't even heard. There's so much to tell you. So anyway, I designed and created and worked with a wonderful contractor when we were building out the house larger, because I pulled off a dock permit that I didn't have before. So as soon as I reappraised, I had money to play with. And yeah, I put in a fireplace and had my dream hearth, which was beautiful petrified wood sections sliced, of course, going down with the trunk like pancake slices, and then the smaller limbs sliced lengthwise. We got a special, very expensive, like $60 a gallon epoxy, and literally poured 3 gallons of the epoxy into a frame we made as the hearth. And I kind of had a neat experience, because it kind of made me think of just how things happen in the fossil world. During the pouring of this, of course, we were trying to not get any bubbles in it. Very difficult to get out. And we also had to push and lay in, and then also push in the slabs, the slices, and the limbs without creating additional air. And so while we were in this process, just by chance, before we had poured the final layer, a spider fell down into it, and the layer had already kind of started to congeal. And before we poured another layer over it, we thought if we did anything to try to get the spider out, we may leave a permanent kind of glitch or swirl or something in the epoxy. So we left it there and finished the job. Turned out magnificent. It was beautiful. And I always thought that that project would easily have gotten into Rock and Gem and won, you know, as, and these aren't major projects, because I know that Miss Gabby's husband, John, and their project on the turquoise table for the university was certainly, and the museum connected to it all, would certainly win a major kind of project. So I think the projects that are geared for more the hobbyist level, instead of that incredible river of turquoise we saw that John had. But back to the spider. So that epoxy hardened up, and this spider was big enough it was forever visible. So 2 things I thought of. I thought of how, as in, let's say the spider falls in, it's alive. It could be another organic animal, a salamander, a beetle, and then let's say mud, substitute instead of epoxy, mud. And a lot of mud is like anaerobic. In other words, very little oxygen, you know, and so, and of course we know fine mud can just block out everything. And that's how, once you stop decay, that's how you get the best preservation or chemistry, organic chemistry, to happen, so you get a petrified wood outcome, where the silica replaces the organic material. And In the case of, when an animal dies quick enough and they're covered up quick enough, that's how you can get that really, really good full replication of it if it happens before any kind of decay starts. So it was kind of neat. I played with some people, can you, find the spider or, find the creature in the hearth, and no one ever would find it. But as soon as you point it out, then it was visible, and it was kind of really neat. I ended up in the 2009. Boy, I've had some tough luck. Default of the United States housing market. It didn't work out well. Plus, it's tough to sell a lake house when there's no water at the dock. Yeah. So anyway, that was just something I was thinking of, and when we talk about projects with the hobby or at another level up, like the River of Turquoise, that's beyond the hobby stage, not only by way of finances, but the equipment that it takes to do it, to create it, and at the level of just the cost of materials itself. But our hobby needs those beautiful things, because it is those items, those eye-catching items, that really help. I'm just going to say it. Those are the ones that generate people's interest in our world where they might not normally would be. Maybe they know petrified is cool, or a big cathedral amethyst specimen is cool, but if you have a meeting room with a huge river turquoise table, that's a functional. Remember, a big cathedral, it's beautiful to look at, but doesn't do anything. But that table does something. You can imagine, even in your own home, you can imagine the interest the common person would have. So there's a great place for those kind of items or those kind of donations as well, because certainly places like museums don't have the budgets to go and buy a table like that just for a conference table or a meeting table. But a table like that can certainly bring in donations from people that wouldn't normally be interested to that kind of level. When they see that the hobby can be taken in another level, or see that something like that in their home, then they realize that, wow, yeah, there's a market for these things all the way around. And so I just think that was a wonderful thing he did. Now, of course, mine have been more to my donations, but they started when I was young. And I'm going to bring this up because I think all of us need to look at helping our schools who have like zero science budgets. So the first time when I sold off, when I got rid of my equipment, because I found girls, we won't get into all that, but I donated a huge collection of Mexican coconut geodes to the Boys Club, along with some additional equipment. And let's see, so I'm already donating equipment by the time I'm like 16. And they need it. So I look back, and I gave away one of the most amazing coconut geode collections. Why? I don't know. But I've always gifted. So it wasn't like I was getting out of the hobby. Well, look, I got 45 more years of it since then. So it just felt like the right thing to do. Later, I had a little bit of regret because I gave away some really neat things. But I heard that they went on, used the equipment, got a lot of use and enjoyment out of those. Then, ever since then, of course, being fourth of 6 children and going to parochial school, I mean, I would see what they would have for science things. And so I always thought, well, if I was ever in a position, and I was. So later on with my son, and then with I told you I was a professional kind of stepfather to a lot of other girls. And in all their classes, I would have them take in, I always had the coolest show and tell item for them to take in, whether it be a dinosaur tooth or a megalodon tooth or some neat fossil or a meteorite piece. one time, you know, I just remembered this. Wow. One time I got the birth month of every single child in my child's class, the birth month, including April, which of course is diamond. And I presented every child with a cut gemstone of their birthstone. And talk about wowing not only teachers, that was some gift envy. That was some, you know, gift envy indeed that came out of that. Teachers were wanting to get in on it, but it was really cute. So fossils, so what I did was permanent collections, permanent science collections that they could study year after year after year, and that has perpetuated on, and I encourage others of you to do that, because it's real simple to start. Pick any school at any grade level, gear your items to it, just say that you'd like to establish a permanent fossil science collection, study collection. Simple as that. I mean, I never ever took a slip for a tax deduction, but you of course can do that. Then if it's high school, you step it up a little bit more. If you don't want to go the school route, the boys club is another wonderful, wonderful direction. So anyway, I kind of blow where the wind goes sometimes, or when the spirit moves me as to what to say and when to say it, and you never know how it comes out. Let's get to some comments here. Have a lot of things to do, but I tell you what, since I have talked to you last, I have turned that year older. I was able to get through the first year. I would be 62. Well, I am 62, but my father would have turned 92 since I was born on his birthday. He passed away this last summer, for those of you that weren't aware. And so this birthday was the first birthday I ever had spent it without him that I can remember. And I'm very fortunate that last year on my birthday, my son was able to make it here to Georgia, and just he and I went up to LJ, and about an hour from where I live, and spent the night with him. And of course, at the time I didn't know it would be. You always think, well, it could be, but I never thought like that. And but if I was to know that that was going to be the last birthday I ever spent with him, I wouldn't have changed a single thing. Quality, wonderful time, and I was able to share that with my son there as well. So yeah, it was a good last birthday I had last year. And the year before, of course, you know, I was there with Raven, and it was nice to have shared that moment with her, because it was the second to his last birthday. So yeah, great guy. All right, let's get to some comments. Miss Sue in Texas, which we haven't heard much from lately, so has found her way back. So remember the trivia questions. So the trivia questions, again, to refresh your memory. On average, what % of diamonds fluoresce? Now, I didn't say fluoresce a particular color. I just said fluoresce in general. 10%. 10% is the answer on that. The question number 2 was, name the 2 origins of the name Madeira citrine is attributed to. One of the answers that the people that look up these things and study these things, the word was attributed to the word for wood, or wood colored in Portuguese, very close similar word in Spanish as well. And the other answer to that, and this is the answer I often knew it to be, is the name of some islands off of Portugal called Madeira Islands, and they make a particular type of wine there. And so that particular color of wine is the color often of the rich color in that citrine. Now, for the third extra credit, and well, I am going to give away a prize with it as well. But that's, again, out of the generosity of my heart because, you guys didn't do so well. So I have the 3 specimens back there behind me. And if you look, and yes, I was, know that you were supposed to be able to judge from this far away. And when I was talking to Raven on the way driving here to the network, we were talking about the number of people that got that answer right as to what those 3 were. So, of course, the specimen on the left, that long crystal laying down, the green specimen standing up, and then that pinkish specimen with the white top. Those 3 specimens. What were they? Now, when I see people say, comment about, it's too far away or, wasn't close enough, with an LOL to it, I reminded Raven, I said, that show where people go and make offers or bid on storage units. They get no more than a few minutes when that door comes up. They can't even get their head past the entrance. They can look at or touch nothing, and then that door is closed and everybody makes their bid based on that few moments of looking. Okay, now, interpretation. Now, I didn't say diagnosis, remember. I said interpretation of what a particular mineral specimen is needs to be able to be done, sometimes at a distance, on the fly with the information that you may have. And then you at least get to see just how close you come to it. And, let's just say the closest anybody got was 1 out of the 3, right? And we'll continue from there in a moment. Okay, so that question was name the 3 minerals, and so we'll go. All right, now next we have so Miss Sue in Texas gets the regular trivia right, and she says, and this is what many of you missed, and she got it right out of the gate, that blue specimen laying down. Well, I will grab that because now you can see it closer, and now that you see it only a little bit closer, you can see that there was kyanite there's a quartz matrix to it. So kyanite, she says kyanite, then fluorite on quartz matrix, and then albite feldspar for the far right. Okay, now, as we get to any other right answers, I'll bring those specimens over, but out of the 3, that one was one of the 3 that was correct. Then she says, first, my thoughts are with those of you having water issues. I'm glad she moved on. As this podcast posts, I hope all needed repairs have been made. Since we live a few miles out of town, we have our own water well, which is great unless electricity goes off or a part breaks. Thank goodness for bottled water during hurricane season. Next, having finally caught up with content in all the shows. Oh, that's great that you could go back and see them all. In all shows, an item I wanted to purchase was still available. Now, what she's getting ready to say, I could not believe. And this is where the magic comes in. Because for that diamond to be available still, at the price I offered it at, there can only be one reason, and that is it was meant to be yours, Miss Sue. And that's the magic of the show. The items wind up with the right person at the right time and at the right price. Let me go on. I actually looked that diamond back up. So it was a 1/4 carat diamond, and I only showed it a few weeks ago. It was exactly the diameter that a diamond should be. And when I list color and clarity, I have seen so many certified diamonds, GIA certified diamonds, over the decades of owning 2 retail jewelry stores. So what we would used to do if we had a diamond and we wanted to get it certified, we would in the office write down, each of us, what we thought the color and clarity was after studying it, and then see what it came back at from the lab. That was one way to check and to self-test. The other thing that we would do is when we knew we were getting in, let's say if I had to set someone's certified diamond, we would get the item and the cert, but we would not look at what the certification said. We would, again, make our own judgment upon studying the stone, and then we'd all sit around and see what it was. It was actually fun and extremely educational for us, and was a great educational learning tool by doing things that in that manner, and that therefore we got to see and self-test ourselves far more stones than any of the GIA study courses offer you, and that really helped a lot in being able to hone in our own skills and judgment without ever having to spend the money for that very expensive degree. So we'll just leave that at that. I think the person self-taught in a shop and doing it all of his life certainly has the upper hand than just book knowledge. And yeah. So here we go. She found out the item was available. It was the 25-point diamond. So excited. About 20 years ago, I priced a diamond, and remember what she's saying. 20 years ago, she priced a diamond of that size and quality at a jewelry store and was told my cost would be around $600 just for the diamond. And it's funny you say that, because coming over here, I hadn't even seen or remembered the stats. I just remembered the diamond roughly, about how nice it was. And I told Raven, and Raven's worked in retail jewelry, I said that diamond would cost $1,000 to $1,200 now at a mall jewelry store, if they even had that quality. So the diamond I had graded a GH in color. Now I give that range, when I give that range, the H is on the outside just to make sure that QC, and I have never, in the 14 years here, never had one kicked back out for being overstated in the quality or color or any information I put on that tag. My information I put on there is solid and acceptable. Let's just say that. And the clarity, so I put VS-SI. When I include the SI, that is, again, just on the outside in case there's an external inclusion or something like that, just to make sure that there's a buffer so that it's not returned or I have to discount the money, because that's just it. There's no room to discount. So what was $600 to her priced, it may have even been a little bit lower quality 20 years ago, I sold in all my really, well, it's not good business, but it was for you, $188. And it was still available at $188. I do have people watching that know the value of diamonds. Maybe they missed that moment for whatever reason. That stone was meant to be yours, obviously, because I could not replace that for that amount of money in any market that I could buy in. So it was meant to be yours. I had to look it up. I thought I had made it less than $200. I just really couldn't believe how, normally it's like $198, but I went ahead and I dropped it all the way. So congratulations, that stone was meant to be yours. Do something beautiful. It's a beautiful cut, everything about it. Okay, next, let's see. We have Miss Barbara. Hi, Professor Raven, GSN crew, and the whole Rock family. 11 in the morning, Monday morning. There our Shawn is with a big 3-hour show. Yippee. My goodness, you keep being buffeted by bad luck, but your spirits are high, and the rocks and jewelry wait patiently to bring back your joy. Well said. Let's get Harry's rebus out of the way. Oh yes, remember Harry's quiz? Actually, a kind of a riddle. It was just kind of fun. Let me see if I have it right here. I think I had just held it up for everybody. Oh, of course. Look at me. I'm almost as organized. Okay, so this is what he said. All right, so you see that? Now, of course, it seems so ridiculously easy now. But remember what my answer was? I said, I don't know, unless it means something like you're busted. You know, I said, I think I might have heard those words, back in the 70s. I was a child of the 70s. When I tell people, I graduated high school in 1979. You can't get much more than that 70s show than graduating high school in 79. So anyway, that's the word. That's what I said. It must mean not really fully knowing. And of course, so many of you are way wiser than I. And like I told Osif, if it doesn't end in "ite," I really don't know what it would mean. So Miss Barbara is the first one to mention and got it right, because the bar is a musical notation for rest. So the pictograph is "You are under arrest." Isn't that the same thing as "you're busted"? Yeah. I think I should get a bone for that or something. It's the slang version. I translated it to modern language. But we all learned something, and I did. I learned something musical now. On one last word on metamerism. Oh, you have to bring that word up, huh? Gloria Stabler, who publishes Lithography magazine, lamented the same issue in regard to publishing accurate color of mineral specimens. She had to replace her European printer, who was sensitive to how to handle this to her satisfaction, with a stateside plant who was not. They are painfully reinventing the wheel. And Bruce Bridges also raised the issue of trying to accurately capture on paper the elusive greens of his Savorite. What have I been telling all of you, if you've been listening, you've been hearing it for years, that the color green is very difficult to replicate and capture accurately. And it's just always been that way. It is way better with, especially with Gem Shopping having spent an enormous amount in investment in improving the cameras, improving the monitors. Of course, you at home have been getting this HD, and everything is improving in that respect. So it is better, but it is still not. I wish there was like just a green button. And now, let me tell you this. The only time I have ever manipulated color was when I did appraisals. So we had a camera kind of set up strictly for taking pictures for insurance purposes. So when you're able to do that, then you're able, of course, to box out or outline just the gemstone, and then we go into the color part of it. And we'd have the gemstone or a picture sitting right there, and we would tweak it till it was exactly that color. And that was satisfying that way. That way, I was able to represent the color to match the description for it in the appraisal. Okay, now, let's see, where were we? Here we go. Elusive greens of a Savorite. I think dioptase is the hardest color to faithfully represent in print. It's attempting to achieve a result which is, by definition, almost impossible. On Christmas Day, there were no programs on GSN. Just recorded holiday greetings from show hosts and staff in a repeating 2-hour loop. They ran one from you, just like the one by Sam with Raven. Raven, you made it that far. How about coming out from behind the curtain and playing with us on Mondays? Come on, you tell us about your rocks and jewelry. And I read that exact paragraph to her. She's in the house. but she's not one of Shawn's angels today. I guess I don't have the t-shirt. And I told her that. I said, you know, all you have to do is do what you love to do with me at home. Just talk about jewelry, you know, show your passion, and all of you would love to hear what she has to say. Believe me, the girl has knowledge and has so much passion. She basically puts on her jewelry and dresses around her jewelry. And, you know, Asif said and spotted a side of her long ago that, you know, if anyone was to ever, you know, draw her out of that shyness, it would be him, because she really has always thought the world of him from very early on. Even before I was in tune, and you know, before Asif and I really synced, which has been, of course, some time ago, but she connected well before he and I did. And she worked at a jewelry store behind the counter, and that was where her, you know, her confidence reigned, as it was and is mine. I just can't get her past the camera part, you know. So I haven't given up on her. She hasn't given up on herself. You know, for her to get out and do that, I was so glad that Asif showed all of you, because even knowing that you had seen it in hindsight, it was intentionally shown in the show, and you know, I think she just felt a little even uncomfortable with that. But you know, I guess playing on a loop all day on Christmas Day was different. Go figure. I keep trying. If you must tear up the wall and floors, we're back to my house. How about using the opportunity to wrap or insulate any pipes in the exterior walls? That's where it got it. That's a great suggestion. I even have a note here on your comment to say, great idea, before they wall it back up, to insulate it right then. I saw the stuff even made for it. A freeze like that doesn't happen often by you, but when it thaws, you're living through the upset it causes. Oh yes. Enough mothering. As to the trivia, an average of 10% of diamonds fluoresce. Madeira citrine's name come from either Portuguese for wood colored or the amber wine from the Madeira Islands. Now to the specimens. It looks like a quartz flower. Then number 2 looks like Mount Sit, that would be the green rock. And number 3 looks like radiating pink tourmaline and lepidolite mica. Very close to that. I could probably almost give you this pink tourmaline graduating into the white tourmaline, just like the 2 crystals when you have the clear and white. That just happens to be white to pink, or I mean the clear white to pink. They're the radiating crystals like that. There might be a little lepidolite even in the piece as well. And then if number 1 is a flat quartz flower, I want to buy it. I've seen Brazilian amethyst flowers and they are lovely. Fingers crossed. No, it isn't. But Miss Gabby probably can tell you if she remembers back long enough ago. The show, my own show, and then the show I hosted for here at Gem Shopping prior to having my own show. Both of those shows, we sold world class of those amethyst flower slices, the specimens as well, but the slices were really beautiful, polished on both sides, stunning, where the crystals were radiated out along the edge, and it was like a geode turned inside out. Oh man, they are beautiful, and I don't blame you for wanting those. I have not seen those in some time, and the last time I saw them, they were not inexpensive. If I should have hung on to every one I had back then, and the outcome would have been far better than any other place to put your money, I have a feeling. So, yeah. All right, so let's see. Before the end of January, I'll be looking out for any online reports from the various Tucson venues to see what's new in the market for 2023. Just caught up on the Munich show and the St. Marie aux Mines online. Stay safe and warm, all. Barbara from Brooklyn. Well said. Miss Gabby, she says, hello. Hey, everyone. Shawn, John, and I feel your pain. Also having to deal with plumbing issues, at least partly due to the frigid weather in North Georgia over Christmas. Brr. That was a brutal few days. He even had his truck plugged in and almost couldn't get it started one morning. Trivia answers are 10% and from the islands of Madeira where the wine is made and the color of certain wood in Brazil. You'll have to forgive the photos of the tree this year. I did the best I could. I don't have as good a camera or the talent my son does for taking pictures. He's the one that took them last year, but the tree is much more full and beautiful this year with more gorgeous ornaments. Love it, she says. I send out a separate email with the answers on the mineral specimens. Probably should go with my first instinct, but want to do a little more pondering, and I didn't want to miss the window since I'm already late getting these pictures to you as promised. Best to everyone as always, and welcome to our new members, Miss Gabby. We have it set up. Asif is such a genius to show you those pictures right now. And wow, she is so amazing. I think she's going to keep this Christmas tree up year round. Now, I kept two versions of the tree, just two different picture color settings. And on the tree, you can see all those ornaments, the slices are excellent. Are done from yellow pine, and then many are of specimens she actually owns. And then some are replicated by hand painting them on the ornaments themselves. This one might show off some of the details a little better. Yeah, there, the amethyst. Oh, let's just look at that one. Look at that one right there. A tremendous piece. So it gives you a really good idea of really the kind of detail. And if anybody wants any to order custom painted ornaments, they're not expensive. They were anywhere from like the small ones, $48, upwards of $88. You can see, look at the, there's an ammonite, there is an opal that she had done. It may not show up on the far left. I think that's azurite. Look at the green and white one towards the top. I think a beautiful bicolor tourmaline right there in the middle. Look at that. So, yeah. I think the pictures there, Miss Gabby, I think leave it to the the younger generation, and I would love to show this again. And you can see some, as we try to give you a sharper, clearer picture, they don't necessarily come through. But if you ever get an opportunity to where they're just laid out and photographed individually as well, that would be beautiful. Asif's doing, and Dave doing a great job and doing the best we can to bring you that. But you know what? If I had those, I would absolutely leave that tree up year round. This was what I was getting to. This would be the other item for Rock and Gem, because it's still inexpensive enough to be able to get Craftsman of the Month. Thank you, sir. So Craftsman of the Month, because you're talking about a couple of bucks for the piece of wood, and it's just someone's talent, and she'll do portraits of your mineral specimen. So if I could put it together, if I had time, I would love to get her actually in to build her confidence up and make her feel empowered, so to speak. Okay, so thank you for sending those in, Miss Gabby, very much so. Miss Gabby's mineral idea. Okay, sticking with the first reaction. Chalcedony calcite, then ruby and fuchsite. So when I see that, the green always have to be the green specimen then, and then pink tourmaline with quartz. Now I need to go back over the last 3 shows and make a list and cross fingers some of the items are left. Love again, Miss Gabby. Okay, so let me go ahead now and tell you, I showed you the kyanite. I'll just hold this up. This, you can see close enough. Come on, guys. Some of you said malachite. Have you ever seen malachite to be that bright? No. Conocalcite. It's conocalcite. You got some of the quartz right. We'll look at this specimen a little bit later, and I was kind of thought some of you might get that or do better on that one than you did. And then the last one, yes, you guys, I've shown this how many times? Pink tourmaline, white tourmaline. There's some mariolite in this, most likely, you can tell, and it does fluoresce wonderfully. But yeah, you can see the striations of the tourmaline as it changes colors from pink to white, just like the natural crystals you see will. So, but we'll come along. I know that was different, but we need to do that so I can really test to see how sharp some of you are. Cindy in Pennsylvania, hello, Rock family, happy to see you again. Raven is gorgeous. I read that to her this morning, and she's, 55? She'll be 56 in March, and I think she really just needed to hear that. And so she's got a lot of different looks that she wears, but when I read the rest of the comments, it really made her feel well. Raven is gorgeous. Wonderful items this week, always. Trivia, 10% of diamonds are fluorescent. Wood and wine colors, aventurine. So her on the middle specimen says aventurine. Okay, so ruby and zoisite. So a lot of you said ruby and zoisite. So I have to think that that's the rust color that you're seeing here against the green. And, looking at it like that, that was not a bad answer. Pink tourmaline. Right on it. She says pink tourmaline. So very good. A little closer would have helped, then she comments. Oh, yeah, and if I had a name tag in front of it for what it is, too, would have helped as well, wouldn't it? Back to about 10% of diamonds are fluorescent. Let me add a little note to that. And I have actually saved them out over the years because I started looking for them. So when we talk about fluorescence, the 10% alludes to blue fluorescence. And so there's different levels of it, but in general, it's a blue fluorescence. 1 in 1,000 diamonds fluoresces in a yellow range, a yellow tint range. And that is so rare. We used to start going through the milli and check it, milli meaning diamonds less than 10 points. So we would we would check fluorescence of those. And the yellow ones we picked out because at one time we thought, and we wanted to call it, clubbing jewelry. We thought about creating a line of jewelry where we wanted to purchase fluorescent diamonds, which are usually discounted a little bit in the smaller sizes and especially in the bigger sizes in the market, and then write someone's name or whatever custom message in pave set diamonds with other diamonds around it that aren't fluorescent. Why am I telling this great idea? Someone else is going to go out, create this entire line of jewelry, make a fortune, and leave me out of it. But I don't know. I think those days are kind of gone. If I do anything next, you know what? I'm putting it out there. There's a rock shop maybe out there for me. And I'm just going to leave it at that and see where that goes. So, 1 in 1,000 diamonds fluoresce yellow. So anyway, thought about making clubbing jewelry with, signatures. And there's plenty of diamonds out there that will fluoresce that you could cull them and do that and collect them that way. So, but I have lots of ideas that haven't gone any further than just up there in the old noggin. Till next week, all you take care and enjoy. No floods, no frozen tundra, and no snow. Cindy in South Central Pennsylvania. Fave of the show is the cat's eye sillimanite. Great choice. Great choice, absolutely. Let me see. Yep. Wonderful item. See you again. Oh, always. Okay, next. Harry in Pennsylvania. Always a pleasure to hear from. Happy New Year to the professor, Shawn, the lovely Raven, and Asif, and David, and them wonderful support gang that fluffs and wraps and packs all them wonderful items we all so cherish, and my fellow rock and mineral hounds out there. I pray a year of peace and grace for all of you. So, you got a touch of them New England curses with your frozen cars and pipes. Yeah, the only thing that sucks in the winter for us up here, too. And don't forget those oil heat pipelines that slow down to molasses. I'll bet. Ugh, but that's enough on all that. So, oh man, I woke up in the middle of the night, and wouldn't you know, I couldn't fall back to sleep. So, I started watching your program. That's always good for a snoozer, isn't it? Watching your program. Now I'm half asleep. What did I say? have a sleep. Well, I'm going to finish the trivia and go back to sleep. So the percentage of diamonds that show fluorescence is 25 to 30%. To 35%. Yeah, you're catching a little nap then, Harry. And the two origins of Madeira are wood and wine. Keep it short and sweet, right? I'm going to say on the three specimens are chalcedony, agate, ruby, and zoisite again. And lastly, pink tourmaline. Okay, got to get some Z's. Love, Harry. P.S. Really like that hessonite parcel. So let me get this right. Harry doesn't get the fluorescence right, but he sure gets the Madeira wine connection down. It's all about those priorities and how you remember it. Harry number 2 says, sorry, can't fall asleep. I have a trivia correction. See, on the fluorescence of diamonds question, I keep thinking. 1 in 10. So I need to change my 25 to 35% to 10%. Good night, Harry. Hey, Harry, go back, wake back up. Maybe you'll get all 3 of the mineral specimens right, you know. It came to you in a dream. After all, what is a dream but a dream within a dream? Anthony in Massachusetts. Hello, all. 5 degrees in Georgia. Yikes. That's what it was. I am about 1,500 feet, way out in the country, nothing but evaporational cooling. Sorry you folks went through that wild weather. Everything is upside down a couple of weeks ago here in Boston, 60s. I deal with frozen pipes and no heat daily in winter. That's what I do when I'm not at my bench. For you, I would make a service call to Georgia. Oh, it would be worth it. You'd get down here and you'd never leave. You would never leave. We would have so much to yak about. Hopefully, never happens again. FYI, if your walls need to be open to repair pipes, insulation on pipes and wall cavities before the wall is closed up is a great idea. I agree. Absolutely. Trivia. I must have been daydreaming. Didn't hear what percent diamonds fluoresce. And you and Harry, both the stone cutters, out thinking about another world, in my trusty notes. However, the 25 to 35% of diamonds fluoresce. Same thing that Harry said. Both of you in the same percent. But I didn't say that at all. But good. That's a good answer. Madeira citrine gets its name from a wood grown in Brazil and also from the wine from the Madeira Islands. I did hear that, but also in my notes. Okay, so I get it. If it has wine in the word, you remember it. See, I'll learn how to teach the whole bunch of you before it's over with. I'll just start saying, it's got wineite with it. Got it. Miss Barber, just a quick note to say I did have the lolly, I like that, to get the iolite and rhodolite ring after all. Wow, that rhodolite ring and the whole design of the ring I really like. That would be a ring that I could easily say that I wished I would have made it, but I didn't. And it was a really good value. At least at size 10, it will make a fine index finger ring. And the apple agate will make a nice cluster with the peach carvings from a few weeks back. Thanks for offering such neat stuff. Yeah, those items, those carnelians, unheated, untreated, and having the meaning behind them, because of course they were carved intentionally for the meaning, were really cool pieces, and I'm glad that you guys like that. Miss Elisa, hello, Professor Shawn, the lovely Raven, GSN crew, and Rock family. Harry's riddle was is under the rest. Oh, okay, Shawn, try again. Riddle was you are under arrest. Ha ha. Shawn and Raven, I am so sorry your water pipes burst and you had that much flooding in your basement. That is terrible, but imagine how bad this would have been had it happened 2 months ago. I'm glad that it didn't happen then. I am thinking about you, Shawn, and your special day coming up. I'll be praying for you. My answers to this week's question are 1 in 10, have fluorescence, wood and wine. We know you got that right. Blue kyanite. So she's one of the rare ones that got the kyanite right for the mineral specimens. Ruby zoisite. I'm wondering if that is from Chunky Gal. A lot of you thought that. So there must have some kind of connection to that. And rhodochrosite or pink tourmaline. So if I grade this on a curve skewed to the right, skewed back to the left, and zigzag, maybe we can squeeze out a blue kyanite for a correct answer, and about a half a credit on the pink tourmaline, because he does say rhodochrosite or. Well, we know we can't answer answers with or. Have a great week, everyone. But compared to some of the others, we'll just have to see how this plays out. Miss Elisa. Peg, good morning, Shawn, Raven, the Gem Crew, and all of us rock nerds. Loved your last show. Happy birthday to you and your dad. I know it's hard this year, but it is true what they say, time will make a difference. Focus on the good memories and allow some light into your heart. It will get better. Doing things you like to do is helpful. Just keep making these videos and bring the joy to all of us. We love you. Trivia, 10%. Wine and wood. I'm not even going to attempt to answer the bonus question. It is over my pay grade. Find your joy. I don't believe that, Peg. You know, what's worse is when you don't answer at all. Well, you know, I never make fun of anybody. And look, you can see all these super smart people, the best anyone did was 1 out of the 3. And, you know, that's a far away. That's difficult, really, to make that call. So, yeah, there would have been nothing wrong with giving it a go. Mr. Brad in Pennsylvania says, trivia contest, opt out. Brad, really? Greetings to Shawn, the gorgeous Sam's Angels, the Gem Shopping staff, and the whole Rock family. Thank you for the surprise parcel of emeralds. I'm looking forward to receiving them and checking them out. Thank you. I spent my college years in the far north of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. There are a lot of folks up there with long hair and gaps in their teeth. Really? Dave. My cameraman Dave. He's just cracking up over there. Yeah, we don't have to go too far to find those gaps in our teeth, do we, Dave?
No, sir.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, Dave's saying, yeah, I only have to look 6 feet. No. I don't know. Let's see where this goes with Brad's comment, because he's starting off a little rough there, Brad. Okay, so let me make sure. Okay, there are a lot of folks up there with long hair and gaps in their teeth. Does one go with the other? A lot of them are hockey players that grew up without protective equipment. Oh, you mean tough, burly guys. Now we're talking about a compliment. I see it coming. I happen to have a natural gap, not unlike David Letterman's myself. Yeah, but yours is natural. Mine just, well, it was actually capped. I had actually fixed the thing, and it broke. And because of the pandemic and COVID, I was not going back and sitting in a dentist chair during that time. I will now because I have no choice. That has to get fixed. I have tried to learn to whistle through it, but I haven't been able to. I have found that I leave a lot of kernels on the cob. Boy, you're just really helping the old ego out there. You are making me laugh, though. So I was thinking that you could maybe save on some of the dental expenses by fashioning your own replacement tooth. Maybe something like a gold crown or bezel set, a stone of your choice in a crown. It would have to be durable. I am curious what kind of stone you would choose. Favorite gem of the show. That segment on Sam's Angels was a real treat. You know what? Great answer. As a guy, if you were to ask what the favorite part of that show that we put all that effort into, and also gets the credit for pulling up the segment of Sam's Angels. And it's wild because, okay, so snag the eggs. I can't resist the fluorescence of a manganese and calcite. Smart man there, and it does fluoresce beautifully. I send the best wishes to recover from the trials and tribulations. Hang in there. Brad, yeah. So, my brother, Scott, he's my older brother, and he was the one I've mentioned before. He was a lost child. If I wouldn't have taken him off a hot roof in Florida, that he was barely hanging on to that job doing roofing, and started teaching him and brought him in, he would have wound up probably down a prison route or something. So he was kind of lost. So he turned out to be a magnificent goldsmith. once I started teaching him. It just, it was what he was meant to do. He actually opened up a jewelry store long before I ever did in a place outside of Raleigh, North Carolina called Rocky Mount. If you look through, you wouldn't be hard, it'd be easy to find his store. I was actually very envious and jealous because in his huge store, which cost him so little overhead, nice old lady that liked him, she's never raised his rent in 25, 30 years that he's been there. And he has, on one side of it, you walk in like you're walking into a mine shaft, and he's got the stalactites down and he's got the cases. I was so envious and jealous. Well, of course, demographics change over time, and you know, as neat as all that is, it's only neat if people come in your store to see it. So I think he's older than I, so you know, I think he's thinking about kind of making a change and kind of getting out of the business. But about 20 years ago, when he had the store, one of his biggest items at the time that drew people in was he put a sign in his front window that said, "We set diamonds in gold teeth." I kid you not. Now, I have mastered so many things in the world when it comes to goldsmithing, and I've got to say, I have never set a diamond in a gold tooth. I know. Austin is cracking me up. I just need to bite my tongue because I could go off on some tangents on that may not be good. Okay, but wait, there is an end to that story, and it's called the threat of a lawsuit. Oh yeah, here he is with gold teeth, and he's just a goldsmith. Yeah, I don't think his insurance covered those kind of things in the event something bad went wrong. So he quit doing that, and he took the sign down, and he disappointed a lot of people because they couldn't find anybody else to set gold, diamonds in gold toofies. And yeah, he had me beat on that one. So when you're curious about what kind of stone I would choose, is that a serious question there, Mr. Brad, or are you still poking at me? But if I was actually to have a tooth made after having trouble with these teeth, I'm looking in the monitor what Austin was pulling up over there. He's being naughty. He's showing me, what's it called, a rail, a grail? A grill. A grill. A grill. He's pulling up some grills. Wow, wow, wow. I'm like peeking between my fingers on that one. Oh my. Oh my. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I can barely keep it straight. Okay. Let's get serious here. If you knew how much money my brother made from doing it before he got shut down about doing it, oh. Okay, one more. Look at, oh my, oh man. That's the whole bottom row?
That's the whole bottom.
Are diamonds set in those teeth?
Yeah. And
whoa.
that top of it goes to.
Oh, those are diamonds. I see now. I see what's been done. Those are entire diamonds for the teeth.
Yeah, but he can take them out.
Yeah, sure.
He can take them out. So that's why he can switch it out to this.
To other things. Oh, I see the
switch it out to the
yellow diamonds. Wow.
$1 million in teeth.
That's when you have to worry about
custom fitted to him.
yeah, being dug up after the fact. Yeah.
No, but I mean, he's got different ones, and that's the thing. Lots of these people do.
I know they do.
And it's a good.
They do.
Business.
It is. It is. That's why I said my brother Scott, when he told me how much money he made before he, was forced out of the business. I can't help it. I can't help it. I crack up. I'm just envious of his mine shaft. So, where was I?
This guy almost swallowed $1 million diamond.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could see how that would happen. I've swallowed little pieces of my teeth. Also just said that some guys almost swallowed $1 million diamond. Yeah. Wow. I know. Wow. Wow. You know what? I don't even want those mental pictures Asif is creating in my head.
This one guy has diamond tears. Diamond tears.
Diamond tears, so they're like attached to his face, coming down his face. Diamond tears. I wonder what broke his heart. Wow. Okay, we better move on. Penny in Quebec is good. Her nice, simple, innocent mind and her wonderful boy will get us straightened out. Hello, Shawn, Raven, Asif, you even including him in there, Dave, the rest of the GSN crew, and fellow Rockhounds. I hope everyone is well. Thank you for another great show. First, happy birthday, Shawn, and many happy returns. Trivia. As I'm not a huge fan of white diamonds, I like the colored diamonds, especially the vibrant and vivid colors. I wasn't paying much attention when you were talking about them. What? You weren't listening to me? So I will throw out 25% to the universe as the number of fluorescent diamonds. Why? Every one of you that got this wrong said 25% in that range. Well, maybe we should just change the percent. The Madeira meaning comes from wood or wine. You know, you certainly get the wood and wine part, right? Even with my new glasses, I couldn't see the background specimens that clearly from so far away. But I will say kyanite, well, if you got kyanite, you're seeing just fine. Serpentine or greenstone to cover all my bases, and Brazilian tourmaline in quartz. Wow, you did really, really well. You pretty much got 2 of the 3 there, Miss Penny. That's pretty strong. Thank you for the chrysoprase. She won the Australian chrysoprase, remember that? I did get it along with the azurite specimen and pyrite from earlier shows, but everything else on my wish list was gone. I would like to welcome the new closet fans and a huge welcome back to Miss Jan. It was great to hear from you again and loved your butterfly meaning. Shawn, I laughed so much when you announced Brad as the winner of the Emerald Parcel. Gem collectors with Shawn aura strikes again. The items wind up where they're supposed to be. It was a wonderful surprise to see Raven with the girls, although I couldn't tell which one was the oldest or the youngest. Wow, I read that this morning to her, and it really made her feel good. It was, if my mushy brain serves me well, and I remember correctly on the odd glimpse that I saw of Raven on your live show, I think she looked more like a raven then rather than now, with her long black nails and black hair, although she does look fabulous and trendy today. Shawn, to convince Raven to get in front of the camera, perhaps you have to get her a t-shirt. That's what I said earlier. It's a t-shirt. Sam swept her away all over a t-shirt. Something to the effect of Shawn's right hand, probably left hand as well. No probably about it. That's exactly what I always say. She's my left and my right hand. I can see her being small and mighty. She has this spunky air about her. Oh yeah, spunky indeed. And small and mighty, she has always said that about herself. I know you have had an extremely difficult year with unfortunate events seeming to chase each other, but you have also have many things to be grateful for. Your dad and aunt were lucid, active, and contributing members of society until the end. You and Raven both recovered from serious illnesses. Your son and daughter-in-law are back on U.S. soil from Japan and deadly Afghanistan, and you're able to see them. The gem collector's magic even transformed to your personal life when the ruby ring returned to its rightful owner. For whatever reason, I'm sure there are many more good things, even small ones, that occurred over the past year. But every single one of us always lets the bad overshadow the good. As Shania Twain sang, up, up can only go up from here. And that's what we have to hang on to. Wow. My soliloquy is over for now, and it happens to be quite late. I bid everyone adieu and see you on Monday. Have a wonderful week. What a beautiful words. Very, for being late at night, very nicely put and well said there, Miss Penny. And boy, I tell you what, great memory as to the events that have occurred in my life, including my son's and his travels and whatnot. So, yeah, thank you. Ciao, Professor Shawn, GSN crew, and Rock family. This is the last comment. This is from Charles, our relatively newcomer. Happy birthday, Shawn. My parents lived in New Zealand in the 70s. I have a hook pendant carved out of whalebone killed by the Mary, as well as some specimens of greenstone. My favorite is the nephrite tiki carving. I'm glad to hear you put the antifreeze in your radiator before the storm. Yeah, wait till you hear the end of that. Congratulations, Brad, on the Brazilian emeralds. I admit to having trivia envy on that parcel. Thank you, Harry, for the Sasquatch story. I suspect you are also a fan of David Paulides. If you're not, you should be. He is a former police officer. Coincidentally, I believe the answer to your trivia is you're under arrest. Well done. Lastly, welcome back, Kathleen and Penny. Wow, Charles, you're making the rest of us look bad. You're new, yet you know all the members of the family. Kathleen and Penny, with love, Charles. Question 1, 10%. Question 2, wood and wine. You know everybody's got that right. And then extra credit, kyanite, malachite, and fluorite. So some of the people said the same things on those other items. Okay, so grading on a curve, on a slant, on a zigzag, and upside down, the closest I could come up with, well, we have 2 winners. So you know what? Let's do the winner on the trivia first, which was the 2 questions. So on the 2 questions, everybody who got them right, we put the name in a proverbial hat, drew a number, and this week the winner is Miss Barbara. Let's show Miss Barbara what she has won. This might actually bring out some envy as soon as make sure we get that color right. Let me put it down on the black because maybe the white's washing it out a little bit. Look at this. Incredible jadeite. This is jadeite. This is actually 14 karat even. I just left it on. And you know what I found out? The younger generation showed me. All you have to do is take a picture of this and put it in your camera, and it will tell you what that symbol says. So I didn't do it. I will leave it up to you, Miss Barbara, to get it. But this, look at this. This is all natural jadeite. Now I pulled these pieces out of the estate pieces that I had. Look at that. So they were good to go, including this coral. Look at that, a peach coral. This, look how big that bead is, and it is drilled, making it easy to create a drop. Is this one drilled? Or maybe it wasn't. Even better yet if it's not, because then you can drill it wherever you want, or just attach it as you want, or just leave it as a nice big large bead, and then another cab as well with some nice translucency to it. So even if you just put the collection of these cabs with a piece of jadeite rough and then an extra piece of coral to go with it, nice large collection. Congratulations there to Miss Barbara on winning the prize. Now, the winner of getting the minerals, where I had to skew it in all kinds of ways to get the answer right, I figured this is something that you probably didn't buy for yourself, but you probably always wanted one. Well, I think you did. I think that these were the coolest, but so many of you didn't think they were neat as I did, apparently. These happen to be incredible crystals when you look at them. Use at least 30 to 40 power magnification. And they have just been irradiated. Blue diamonds. I am giving you a parcel of blue diamonds, and the winner that is receiving that parcel, the closest I could skew the answers to getting that winner was, let me put that right there. The neat thing about these diamonds, when you look at them really closely, is they have some of they're all crystals, some of the most perfect octahedrons in there. Really fascinating to see how well shaped they are, and to be that small, they're pretty neat. So they're just kind of a fun thing, and under magnification, then they really do look like something something pretty cool. And so let me see. Let me just make sure I got this one right, because it was difficult with picking the winner, since there were so many losers that didn't. I'm just teasing. No one's a loser in this show. Everybody gets, you know. Let's see. Where did I see that other answer? Because I certainly wouldn't want to get it wrong. Such a treasure like that, you know, you just don't want to mess up and make sure I get that to the right person that answered it. And I thought I had that right answer, and then I was looking, and it seemed that someone did a bit better on that. And 1 second. 1 second. Okay, so. Oh, yep, that was it. That was it. Because I thought it was, sorry, Miss Elisa, I thought it was you, but that's when you said, or pink tourmaline. If you would have just said pink tourmaline, you'd have been the winner. But Miss Penny came in there and said kyanite, and then said serpentine for the green piece, but then she nailed it on the end with Brazilian tourmaline. I can't help it. Miss Penny, you're the proud owner of a bunch of little blue diamond crystals, and they really are fun. And of course, this is what I use when I really want to look at them to enjoy them. And they have, again, there we go, some incredible, the other smaller lens we won't look at. Dave working his magic. And there you go. You can see macles. Those are the little triangle cuts. You can, triangle crystals. You can see greenish blue, bluish ones. There's actually some very, very clean. And on average, I think there's like 60 to 70 stones and a total of, let me see, how many points? Not very many points. But look at those. So you'll have a lot of fun. You know, there's so many that technically, if you came up with something clever, you could give a diamond crystal to every child in Mahali's class, and that would be kind of cool if you ever wanted to do that. And so what was it? Yeah, 65 to 70 stones in each parcel, quarter carat total weight. So congratulations. Okay, we have a lot to do. We'll be right back. Wow. Talk about bringing out the cool stuff. Here is one of them. And I cannot tell you enough that just switch the word serpentine with nephrite or jadeite or prehnite or something else, and just add zeros to it. But it doesn't change the quality of the carving. The quality of this carving was done as if it was a $10,000 material. This is a three-dimensional carving. Now, I meant to ask Raven, because she used to do flowers for many years, and many of you will know what type of flower that is. I can almost guess, but I forget. But you'll know. There's another one identical to it, and they're not roses. They're not. I mean, I don't know. Whatever they are, you ladies, you know it. Okay, look at this. Now, I know that bird. See that bird? That is what we call a cardinal here, or a red bird. Some people call a cardinal when they have that. This is serpentine. This material is some really high-grade serpentine. Now, in the serpentine world, they call it the serpentine group, or subgroup, because they have lizardite as part of it, chrysotile as part of it. Serpentine group, you have bowenite, which I showed you so I just put serpentine. There is other categories with slight different chemical makeups within that. So do your own research, and you may be able to kind of tag it to be something else. But it'll still be a serpentine, or maybe just serpentine. Now, serpentine is nowhere near as durable, as dense as jade of the jade world, nephrite or jadeite. So it could fracture or break really easily. So when you're in there with a carving tool working between all these other dimensions, it would be so easy to mentally let it get away from you and accidentally slip or break a piece. Once you do, you're done. You're done with the carving. You got to carve that breakage into it in another form. So here's another bird, beautifully done. Then look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. Is some beautiful high-grade material on the back. By the way, if I didn't show you before, that is my dad's Black Star Sapphire ring in 18 karat. I remember that ring on him to the point where I never remember it not on him. So I grew up with him having that ring. What great taste. That is a custom-made ring from a young, when he was a younger man, and wow, that's cool. So maybe that's where I get it from. My mom liked jewelry as well. Every bit of this was carved out of only one piece of serpentine. And the magnificence of it, you could turn it around either way. So you can enjoy it this way for a while. You could turn it around this way. And then look at the base. The base was carved. The wooden base was carved. Now this can sit completely and securely, not even on it, even on a soft felt pad. I noticed there was some a number, at least on the base. I don't think it has much to do with anything except maybe to match the base to this piece. I looked for any kind of marking on the bottom. There was a number. I just left it there. You can remove it if you so desire. I mean, they even carved a natural kind of like a little knot hole in the tree. The detail is still left for you to discover and to investigate, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's something else hidden. You know, I always look for those bats, but look up the meaning of a redbird. Look up the meaning of that type of flower, which I meant to add. So it will relate. There will be importance. Oh, look at that. I don't know if I actually have ever seen the third bird on here. Yeah, look at that. I didn't notice that ever before. I just thought it was the two bigger ones. See what I mean? Something else may jump out that you may find in this carving. All right, yeah, it's a special piece, especially when I tell you the price. Carvings like this in this kind of three-dimensional and polished, that takes a long time, besides having to have a really nice, this is probably a rosewood base, a nice piece of material to work with to start with. Price on this, it's an exceptional opportunity, and that's why I want all of you to take advantage of it, because you know what? I probably will not show it once, twice at the most. Then you may see it in other shows. It's going to be priced out differently. But it may be in this show will be the only chance you'll be able to get to see it at the very discounted opportunity that I am giving you. Because you know what? This with the base, only one of right now, and it is $198, $400 or $500. This would easily sell for. And in other markets, like let's say in San Francisco's jewelry district, pieces like this, like if it was in areas like Gumps or that carry items like this, you could easily see upwards and over $1,000, because it looks so much like, and it is also would be and is illegitimately sold as a jade. This is what they call greenstone. So they'll put greenstone in there, try to confuse the issue. In New Zealand greenstone is just that. All it has to do is be green. They don't specify exactly what. So greenstone, not trying to deceive, but is an absolute substitutional word for anything that is green, and they don't have to specify what it is. All right, take advantage of that opportunity. Now, let me distract you while I put that up for a moment at this next item. I have a chance now to sell, well, I'll show you, 1096123. 1096123. Check this out. I have never been able to offer you something in sterling silver like this that is at such a discount to the market that I kind of just get tickled when I see the same item still selling, the same style, still selling in other workplaces that specialize in selling sterling at a price so far, I mean, like 3 times this. I kid you not, 3 times this bracelet. Okay, look at this. Now, I have this as an estate, but this lady, of course, who's near and dear to me for decades, she had so much jewelry. She could wear something once or twice, and that would be it. So it is, I could put new, and no one would know otherwise. This is in beautiful, beautiful condition. I don't know the names of all these different links, but the style is certainly lovely. It's Italian made. So it is Italian made. It's stamped, has the box catch with the safety, 7 1/4 inches, 30 grams. 31.1 grams is the number of grams to an ounce. You say, no, it isn't. I'm in the kitchen. It's 28.4. No, that's a food ounce. That's a kitchen weight ounce. That is not a troy ounce. Troy ounce is the measurement ounce that we use when we talk about metal weights. So a troy ounce has 31.1 grams to an ounce. So it factors totally different. All right, so look at that price. Here, let me just kind of show you on the arm just how big it is. Men's or ladies? Look at that. That's actually quite sporty indeed. How about this? I have this price on this. It is going to be, as I double check, $68. $68. If I had to replace it, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to. But wait, there's more. Don't act now. I actually am going to be bringing in opportunities like that. But in this type of bracelet, I have a couple choices, but each one is a little bit different. Let's look at 109. 109 is at 6023. 109, 6023. Those 6 and 8. As long as it says, yep, that's it, correct. Okay, look at this. Now I'll leave that bracelet there for a moment. It is $68. How about this? This isn't crazy. $48. I'll just tell you the price already. Look at this. $48 is this next piece. Now, it is wider. It doesn't weigh quite as much, but you can see how close the links are together on this one, and you see some open areas on this one. This has a slight convex or concave, depending on which way you look at it, because you can see it's curved concave on the inside, convex on the outside, and it's wider also. So you can see it's a little bit wider. It is also 7 1/2 inches, and the price on this, $48. $48, and it has the safety catch. It is also Italian made. Italian made. So we'll leave that one just there for just a moment. And as the third item to this presentation, will be item 1095923. 1095923. And look at this. So those are going to be the 3 sterling bracelets if you want to make your decision now. There'll be some in the weeks to others in the weeks to come, but kind of in this width, this size, that's about what I'll be featuring there. Now, 7 1/4 inch. This has about the same approximate weight as the first one, but you can see, look at the width. Look at the width. This one only $68. 7 1/4 inches long. It is really beautifully wide at 18 millimeters. So this was a 12, 14, and 18 millimeters. 12, 14, and 18 millimeters wide. And this one was 30 grams. This one on the end, 30 grams. This one in between, 22 grams. This one was 7 1/2 inches, and this one was 7 1/4 inches. So they're 7 1/4 to 7 1/2 inches, and three. Look at it. Can you imagine? So basically, you could get all 3 bracelets for less than $200. You have 68, 68, and a 48 in the middle. That is for sterling silver, Italian-made sterling silver. That is a price that is, well, it's an untouchable deal. And remember what I said. The way I was always have been in this business, when you talk about estate jewelry, it should be items in my mind that are less than the market value. By way of pricing, not by way of quality. And that is what I am carrying on, is what I have always thought. An estate item, you completely leave out the cost of the labor. It should never be built in when you buy it or negotiate it, and when you sell it, labor is left out. That is the way I was brought up. That is why some of these estate pieces are going to sound like it's too good to be true. Not the case. They are really good. They are really true. And you just have to know the market, respect the market, and realize that gem shopping needs all of you. And it is, for me, a way I can say thank you. I mean, other than that, what am I going to do? Send you a card or something? No, I'm going to give you a fantastic deal on pieces, and what a great way to thank you. Now, wait till you see some of these next items. It's not just jewelry. Oh no, there are. Oh, and Brad, the emerald ring. You know, I had that emerald ring. I was intending to show you last week, and I had forgotten. I have a really special piece. Don't know if it was what you were looking for, but you had mentioned nice, fine emeralds. I have something that will be exactly that. Now, then look at these fun items. 1097523. Now, if I'm kicking the can down the street a little fast, that is because I have a lot to do, and with the contractors coming this morning, I had to stay later at the house to let them in. It kind of cut into my show, so my apologies there. You got a big full show last week, and but we're going to do the best, because just run with the items I have to show you. Many of these items, I don't need to go into all the explanations. You know it. If I'm showing it, you know it's the real deal, for value and so much more. Now, this piece, check it out. Okay, so, you know, these all start off at a nice large size, which isn't common. So we're not working with 6s like so many times. She's already gone through that. I've already sized these up to a larger size, so it's much easier to size it down to whatever size you want. I can even size it for you. Just talk to your sales rep, make a work order up for it. All right, look at this. Look at this multi-gemstone ring. This is so cool. Look at the different cuts. Then look at the cushion cut, my favorite, a square cushion stone in the center. There is 2 kinds of aquas. There is, let me get my little, just so you know, because we'll go through this one time. All right, so you have citrine, you have peridot, you have 1 type of garnet, 2 types of aquas, my apologies. two types of garnet. You have one type of garnet there, another type of garnet there. Blue topaz. Now I say blue topaz, I haven't tested it, but look at this. So you have a light blue here, a darker blue there. Maybe there is a aqua in there as well. Just not sure, but all genuine. And price on this is, you're gonna love this, $36. I kid you not. Sterling silver. Did I have that in the description? Did I leave that out? Did you leave that out? Let's see. Sterling silver. Yep, 925. So just make sure that we have that up there so you know that you are getting a sterling silver ring. Wow, look at that. For $36. All those colors. Again, there's a lot of labor usually those pieces when they're made, but you're not paying that labor. No, you are not. Now, next, look what I have for you next. Only one parcel here. This is item number 1097323. 1097323. If I can get that to scan, I will type that in. 1097323. See if I can remember that. Yep. Nope. No, let's see. Did I read that? 1097323. Oh, I did read it right. I did get it right. That is the right. Okay, look at this. All right. These all came, well, let me show them to you in the tube first. Okay, these all came out of the same bracelet. Yes, it was a bracelet, very little wear to it. So I took the stones out of it. And because, you know, when you have, these were actually in a gold bracelet. When you have a gold bracelet, the stones, the value of the stones is one value. The value of the gold bracelet is another value, making it so much more expensive. Why not just sell the stones? And because they just look great in a collection. And you have, these are really nicely well cut peridot. And actually, I have not checked these. Let's check the garnet. Let's check the garnets. All right, so with the magnetism to the garnet, then we know that there's got to be an iron content to it. And if these, though, don't look like your regular almandine garnets, so then they're not really anxious completely to jump up on the magnet. So I would say, look at the color, that they have a component that includes the magnesium garnet, which is pyrope. So you mix pyrope together and almandine, and you get a rhodolite garnet, which you have, which is exactly what you have. You have a much more of a rhodolite look. Look at these beautiful, beautiful color in the citrines, and then you have the blue topaz, well cut. You have the amethyst as well. So a nice, nice large parcel. What I noticed though also was the cutting of the peridot. Any one of these, they were really, really bright stones. Did you see that? Just really lively, and I like that. I like that. I think it makes a difference. So lots of fun can be had, and when you hear the price, anyway. Oh, too much fun. Okay. Ready, set. How about this entire parcel for only, you're going to love this, $48. $48. That is at 14.50 carat, like what, $3 a carat, a little bit over, and a opportunity that is hard to come by. Look at it, because these are big stones. These are big, usable, large size stones, and they all match each other. In other words, the peridots all match the other peridots. The citrines all match the other citrines. That kind of thing. So take advantage. Take advantage of that. It's got, and I like the pear shapes to them as well. Okay, Now, let me keep going here. Oh, one of these I don't come by often at all. 109-7423. 109-7423. And this, I did take these stones out of, again, they were actually in a nice cross. But the value of the stones versus the value and the expense that it would have raised it because of the weight of the gold would have, it was just too skewed to costing too much. But the stones I took out of it, really cool. They were all cabochones included. So you have cabochones, emerald, you have the three kings here. You have ruby, emerald, and sapphire. Isn't that neat? And so we're not even going to take them out because the price is so low that, well, you don't need to see them to make the decision. Let me, okay, ready? For all that you see right there, $12. $12. And, wow. Of course, there's only one, and it won't take long for that to sell. So if you really want it, I wouldn't waste your time as far as calling in. But you also may want to, and need to get a list together because there is going to be more than just that item you're going to want. As you can see, I have some deals. You know what? I can't wait any longer. I have to show this emerald ring, which I meant to show last week. Now let me tell you about this emerald ring. Let me get the number for you first. Okay. We are looking at item number 1093923. 1093923. This piece, well, I actually let's see, what would you call it? Re-engineered it. There we go, re-engineered it. I didn't completely make it, but I built the prongs in the middle and added the emerald. Take a look at this. Take a look at this ring. And again, we always have to work with the color green. You will not be disappointed. This is an 18 karat gold ring. The baguettes are, and they're rectangular baguettes. They're not tapered. And think outside of the box. If you're, I don't know what you wanted the emerald ring for, Brad, or for anybody that wants this ring, but it can be taken out. Let me show you from the side what I did. So it was made to have a head put in it, but a head put in it would have created the emerald to sit up much higher and also create a gap. So when you look straight down on it, there would have been a gap between the diamonds and the stone. Now, as we come in closer on this, you're going to see that by just building the prongs on it like I did, I avoided it having it sit any higher than necessary. So it's just above the height of the metal. It doesn't look out of balance. And those prongs help protect the emerald. And see this little V formation? Look at the quality of the diamonds. Now, diamonds that are baguettes or cut like this always have to be clean or else they'd be very visible, their inclusions. That emerald is remarkable for clarity. It's a Colombian stone. The color and clarity giving that away. This would be a piece that would certainly says Colombian when you see it. Here's the reference for the size on the hand, big stone. Now, if you want, you can always take the stone out of here, put something else in it at whatever portion in the future, and have a monster-sized emerald. Look at how big that emerald is. Look at how big that emerald is on its own. Look at the gram weight, 12 grams of 18 karat gold. 12 grams of 18 karat gold. So I totally modified the entire top, and extremely functional piece of jewelry. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Ready for the price? This piece, which you may end up seeing if it doesn't sell in my show, then it is going to go elsewhere, and it's never going to be seen at these opportunities again unless it's back, back in my show. But once it goes into the other shows, it will sell. Just as my ruby ring immediately did, but that was meant to come back to me, and I'm so glad that it did. Ready? Instead of a price that would, it would be one of those, $49.95 kind of prices, and that would be a really good value at that. Well, just like the quarter carat diamond that was so far below the market value, as Miss Sue recognized and realized and took advantage of by getting that diamond. Same thing with this ring. The emerald alone would far exceed what I'm asking right now, which is only $1,488. I kid you not. $1,488. $1,488. Look at the diamonds, the weight, the 18 karat, the quality of that emerald. Wow. Wow. All right, let me put up some things. I'll be right back. Never know what you're going to see next, including this. Look at this. All right. They even matched the amethyst to the right color, I think, for the Burma jadeite. Now, I know Burma. I guess I should go back to Myanmar, but I think overall people will understand Burma. And when we're talking about gemstones and whatnot, I don't know. So excuse me if I still use Burma or Ceylon. That is the words that when Britain took over the countries that it did, it changed a lot of the words to anglicize them. And so the countries rightfully are going back to their original name. So anyway, if you see Burma, it's Myanmar. Same thing with Ceylon and versus Sri Lanka. All right, now this is only in little bits of portions of boulders of jadeite are there sections that can be orange or some of the other colors of jadeite, and lavender is one of the other ones. But this is important. If the lavender is much different from what you're seeing in this color, or is that intense purplish color with very little graining or anything else in it, then you're getting sold a bill of goods. And as we look at this, one of the ways to tell if a piece is dyed, many times there'll be enough porousness to the surface that the dye will concentrate in those areas of imperfections, like if there's a pit or if there is any kind of flaws or inclusions that are like a small opening. Well, the dye concentrates in those areas. When you look at something like this and there is no concentrations of color upon magnification and looking at it under magnification, then you're good. You're good to go. I tested the hardness. There's other things that you can do to make sure that then you're in a jadeite group material. Now, that said, the Turkish plum jade, and if any of you have watched me for any period of time, you will know that I have sold so much Turkish plum jade in the past. Now, I'm talking about, prior to 5 or 6 years ago, but sold it for many different years, off and on, other times, sold a lot of it. I know a lot about it. Here's the thing. It's sold as Turkish plum jade, and it could also be sold as Turkish plum silica jade, or, jade, makeup. I was just thinking, I better watch it. I was just thinking of putting the two names together. I don't want to spit out some word inappropriate, but the Turkish plum jade, beautiful material, polish is great, is only about 50% jadeite. The rest is more silica, quartz. That happens. That even happens when you get into some of the Burma jadeites. It's not always completely in the all the material. There can be a lot of other. Sometimes they talk about it being a rock, and a rock is a 3 or more minerals together. So keep that in mind. This being Burma jadeite, you're going to have a much more, for certain, proportion of it being jadeite and not a quartz silica. All right, you have diamonds, you have amethyst, pulling out the accent of the colors in this, 12 millimeter bead, and if it's like the other green one you saw, you have the support bar there, but it's not drilled. Price on this, I have an excellent opportunity. Sorry about that. Yep, 14 karat gold. 14 karat gold. Let me see where my, hopefully I had, I have that on the tag. 14 karat gold and a deal. Believe it or not. Look at that. Wow. Okay. That's what I say. Prices you'll never see. $248. $248, not $598, not $698, not anything else, $88, $98 you want to believe, but $248. There is a lot of weight to this. It's already sized up. It can be easy to size down. And the amethysts are even natural. I like that. I like that. So look at that. Look at that. You're getting the real deal for $248. Now, okay, I can't spend too much time on one thing, even though I love to talk about this stuff. I have lots I want to show you and need to keep moving. This next opportunity, 1096723, 1096723. Wait till you see this. Now, this parcel, okay, I'm just going to show it to you in a in the little tube to start, and we'll see if I need to show it to you in any other way. So this parcel comes from me breaking down, as sad as it was. I wanted to show you last week, but then I just had to break it down in between, and I forgot before I had to tear it down, because she had me set and create this beautiful custom piece of jewelry, except we used real Ceylon sapphires, but we also use some of the highest end Russian cut cubic zirconia. So I couldn't sell that here. And so I had to all that labor in this magnificent cross I did, well, anyway, what's left is beautiful sapphires that came out of it. They were matched sapphires, 5 by 3 millimeters. Look at these guys. This is the some of the colors, well, the colors that I really like in a Ceylon sapphire, that light blue. As we come in close on these, you're going to see that they really lend themselves to brilliance. Really lend themselves to really a decent clarity, a nice liveliness to them, not a lot of zoning, and they have a really attractive blue color that you can see. So 24 stones, 7 carats, so that averages around 30 points. So around 30 points a piece. Look at all those. Look at all those. Okay, ready, set, price on these. Again, it's another showstopper for price. So much so, wow, $77. $77. Look at the total weight. 7 carats, that's 11, so that's a lot of sevens. That's a lot of good auspicious numbers going on there So $11 a carat. $11 a carat for that kind of goods and quality. Wow. Wow. So, okay, 24 stones. $77. Another way to look at it, just over. This number is the one that, to me, really is the one that underscores and underlines the real value. When you figure that 24 stones, $77, they're just over $3 each. Just over $3 each. Is that sapphire worth $3 or more each? Oh yeah. If I told you that this sapphire was priced at $30, would you think that reasonable? Yes, you would, because it is. This is an estate sale. I don't want to show them around twice, and that's why one time in this show is probably the only chance you're going to get to see those kind of values before they go elsewhere. And when they go elsewhere, there's such a larger demand and people viewing that at these pricing opportunities, they'll be gone. 1096223. 1096223. Look at what I have for you. And this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. It is. Look at that. Look at that amethyst. Now, let me pull this away so you can really see the color as I pull this up. And wow, look at that. Look at that. And let me get my... All right, so natural. I looked at this close, and yes, it is not. There is so much lab-created material out there anymore. I want to see zoning. I want to see flaws in my amethyst. I want to see something that tells me that it is not a lab-created stone. And this has those inclusions, but you have to look for them. But see, if you look at it through an angle, you can actually maybe see some zoning back there. You know, find something that you know how to look for and find, so you know you're getting the real thing. Look at how the amethyst just slightly graduate in size. This is a 14 karat gold piece and nice large size bale. I really like that. I really like that. Look at that. That shows off fantastically. Price on this? Now remember, amethyst has really gone up, and it will continue. $328. Only $328 on that. And that is a price, again, for something like that. That is, well, think about the gold mounting in itself, what that would actually cost if I had to go out and purchase that from a supplier. It's actually a custom piece I couldn't even get because of the tapered nature of it. I haven't seen anything like that prefabricated that I could even run across. So that is, that's a great value and a great opportunity. Okay, now let me just leave that there for a moment because we're going to be okay. Let's look at 1097023. 1097023. Oh, that can't really be the time, is it? Oh, I started late and I'm paying the price. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Asif, you're a saint. He just said I could go a little bit later. If not, our show is going to have to end in moments. Thank you. Look at what I have next. Look at what I have next. All of you I know don't want me to stop now because you have really been jumping in and getting in on these deals. And if you wouldn't have been making the purchases that you've been making, well, then we wouldn't have been able to do what he just did. Look at this. Okay, so did all these come out of one piece? Yes, they did. All these came out of one item. Now, I'm not going to take them out because I've got so many other things I want to show you, but this came out of one item, and look at that garnet and the size of it. almandine garnets. They're all almandine, and you can see the difference in the color of these almandines versus those other pear shapes. You see that difference in the color? Well, that difference in the color is going to translate to something going on in the stone by way of what it is made up of. And that's why you have a rhodolite percentage in that other. We don't always know how much, but there's definitely something else creating that other color tone. Now, a lot of thing about garnets of that size, many times they're cut shallow so you don't get that deep saturation. If anything, if you were a cutter and wanted to have some fun with that garnet, then you take that garnet and you cut it shallower to bring out a lighter, create a lighter color to it if you so wish. If not, it's just still a beautiful parcel. Here's the thing. How would you like to get all these? This is what I'm talking about. So if I'm going to sell this for $19, then you know everything else across the board that I'm offering you is the same level of value. In other words, the same kind of deal off the regular, what would be the regular market price. $19, just the, anyway, you know what a deal it is. 1096323. 1096323. Look at this. Look at this. This is even a cut that I have not seen. Boom. How about that? Yeah, Dave just said, I mean, you know, Dave and Austin see so much joy. And Dave right away said, that's beautiful. I mean, I don't know when the last time I've heard that guy say outside of this show or even in this show that something like was that beautiful that quickly. This is a I don't know actually what the name. I'm sure there's some fancy name given to it, but it is a combination of a faceted crown and then, as Dave takes us closer, look up underneath. This is a convex culet. In other words, the culet is, there we go, now we can see it. The culet is, yeah, I was wondering if there was anything else, is, how can I say this, is a opposing V-shaped angle drilled into the stone and polished. And this is where the angles really matter. And the cutter would have had to try this multiple times to get just the right degrees on the crown, the pavilion, to create that look. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. This is worth it because I have actually never seen this done, this cut in any other piece of jewelry ever. So let's see if this takes us a little deeper in there. So once this is gone, we may not be able to, there we go, be able to ever have another one to show you. So the correct angles is what gives us that perfect reflection. And that perfect angle underneath this piece that they drilled back up into it is what causes that reflection to spiral around it. There you go. There we go. I've caught the edge of there, that's it. That's perfect. We have contrast of, enough contrast now you can see exactly what's going on. Exactly what's going on. So, believe me, trial and error had to occur so that everything comes together to bing. Just look at that. It looks like the underside of that second 4th of July movie where, you know, the big powerful weapon comes together underneath and then blows up everything. Maybe it's the first one. All you younger people know that better than I do, but that's what I think of. It looks like some special ring. All right, 14 karat gold mounting. This is a kind of a scroll style mounting that goes with it. It can be sized. Wow, that's showy. And here's the giveaway deal, $198. $198. Where do you find anything for $198? If you try to purchase just the stone, I am sure you would be in that category. This is going to be a copyrighted cut and patented design, and because that's just what they do when it comes down to when you have pieces like that. That's how they do it. All right, let me actually. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. I'm a little rusty when I'm doing. Look at that. Look at that. Get that angle. You know what? And look at how the colors. You can actually change the angles quite a bit, and wow, it all picks up some blues and still have just that beautiful reflection. Okay, next. Oh! This piece. Oh man, I wanted to show you this last week, and I actually meant to do a little additional steaming on this and cleaning it up. But anyway, let me show you. 1096623. 1096623. This is a Shawn made piece from way back when, but the entire frame I had to carve in wax, which is, how it's done. You lost wax, before they had all these 3D printers and whatnot. But let me show you the stone, and let me show you why. This is one of the finest Swiss topaz. We've been talking about topaz. I've been showing you topaz. You know what? Topaz is still one of the most popular gems there is. But I bet you haven't seen the combination of cut and color as this one. Look at that. Look at that. Look, talk about not a single window, talk about brilliant all the way around. Look at the way this has been done. Look at the stair steps on the side of this. This almost looks like you're going up a Mayan temple. And this is the real deal. This is a real blue topaz. Look at the way this is done on the end. So, my client, all these years ago, wanted a mounting made for it. Well, of course, there's no such thing. You see, it's already only done with 3 prongs. Look at the reflection on that. You know what? I know Harry, I know Anthony, their jaws dropping right now, as mine was. I wish I could say I cut this, but I didn't. But what I did do is I made the mounting. And it is as such, it is inscribed. It says, S98 on the inside of the bar of metal, and it is my standard, almost in you can read it, but remember, if you ever see my initials and they're way too clean and neat, then you know it's not an original. In this case, I believe I made this in 98. So this is it's an S98S is inscribed. So I made this in 1998, custom faceted, which I didn't do, but I do have in the description that I made the piece. The weight, 40 carats easily, nice large bale. So look at the framework, how I did that. Now, I couldn't use, if I close all it. No, I didn't want to close it all in. I wanted to lighten up. But look at how nice and clean the lines are to the gold work, if I may say so myself. This topaz in this color, easily $10 a carat would be a fantastic value for someone to pay for it, which would make just the topaz $400. I've seen topaz like this in this color go for a lot more than that. How about this? The entire pendant, $348. $348. That's like getting the golden mounting work for free. Look at that. And it is the only topaz I have ever seen like that, especially in that intense color. All right, next. Speaking of topaz, 1097123. 1097123. This next item, so many times, I don't always. Well, I need to know and go with what everybody likes, and maybe not just what Shawn likes or someone else likes, because that I have learned long ago limits me. I have kind of narrow taste buds in certain ways of jewelry, and that would only hurt me in the broader sense, because this is a piece I would have never put together unless I had been asked to by someone else, or was commissioned to do something like this. Check this out. Check this out. These stones were so beautiful, I had to make sure that they were not zircons, incredible blue zircons, or that they were not indicolite tourmalines. And I actually did not fully check them, didn't do an RI or anything on them. I still just went by visual, but that sometimes could get me in trouble. All right, so look at this. Look at that nice low profile. I kept this piece together as it was. I like the three stones together. I like the colors because they just don't have exactly that blue topaz look. This is an easily sizable ring. It's just some nice clean lines, and that I can offer at a really good value because, again, no labor is paid, and I don't turn around and add that to it or anything. I just pass on the savings. So you don't want to know what those savings are? Those savings make this only $188. 14 karat gold ring, $188. You wouldn't ever be able to even gotten that as a semi-mount or for $188. Oh, look at this. 109 6523, I hope. 109 whatever the rest I said. Yeah, amethyst. 109 6523. Yep. Okay, so what I have now for you, because I know a lot of you still like those loose stones as I do, let me put this on the turntable. Amethyst anymore, to get a real one, is becoming a rare creature. There is so much lab created in the market. So when I see a natural color amethyst that has the signs of it being a natural stone, zoning or some other form of inclusions, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Here is basically, it's a 19.5 by 14, so close to a 20 by 15 or an 18 by 13, so certainly would fit calibrated mountings. 17.61 carat. And by the way, by curiosity, since I had this loose and could weigh it, I did the mounted formula for quartz. You can change the different minerals, but I did it just by measurement and by what the program asked for, and it's just an online, to calculate the weight. I just want to see how accurate it was, and what the exact weight was 7.61. The weight came out saying it weighed 17.50. So I was really comfortable with using that, and have moved forward from it on there. On doing so, on ones I can't actually weigh, but it was nice to get confirmation that that program worked for calculating weight when you couldn't get to it. All right, now this stone at 17.51 carat, yeah. Thank you. See, so 6 is getting 17.61 carat. You know what? Let's go ahead and make this a price that will send you scrambling to take advantage of it, because I don't know what sounds good to everybody out there. How does $48 sound? $48, less than $3 a carat. That should interest you. I have a lot more to do. Let me get to them. We're moving quick at Asif's graciousness. Oh, this ring. I'm so glad I had the extra time. I would have been upset, just like it was the emerald ring when I couldn't show it to you last week. All right, let me show you. This is a stunning quality. But 1096923, 1096923. Let me show you something. I saw this band in the estate, and I got to looking at it with a loop, and I had never seen anything in what averaged 20-point diamonds. Okay, this piece is exactly 100 in total weight. Look at those, and that in 5 stones, making them 20 pointers. Let me show you. There it is inscribed right there, 1.00. The stones measure what they should be. They are, I did that VS-SI, but the reality of it, those stones are all VS clarity, tremendous clarity. One little stone on the end has a little exterior, just a small little nick, probably, but maybe getting bumped on the end or whatnot, but none of them are loose. So that would technically be an SI, I guess. So anyway, I just gave you that range. The quality of them are phenomenal. Diamonds like this to actually buy, well, you saw what they were going to cost Miss Sue in a 1/4 carat. Same thing, 20 points. They're considered 1/5 of a carat. So these diamonds would probably normally range in the market $400 to $500 per stone plus the mounting. So $450 a stone. You have 5 stones there. You're looking at $2,200 plus the mounting. You're looking at $2,750, $3,000, and that is exactly what you would be having to pay at a guild store, at your hometown jewelry store, at the mall. Dollars for dollars, quality for quality. That's where you would be talking about on this. Instead, because I am able to have control of this estate and offer items priced to move, I have priced this ring at only $1,188. $1,188. And it's, gents or ladies, it feels comfortable. Look at that on my hand. That is, I mean, it's, you know, big finger size wise, but that is a gorgeous, gorgeous classic look that will be in now and 100 years from now. A stunning opportunity. Now, if I can go, Asif, just 3 more pieces, or until you drag me out of here, that would be great. That would cover the majority of what I wanted to do today. And so let me get to them. The next one. All right, look at this. This is 1097823. 1097823. And listen, everybody, I have many other exciting things coming up. There's no telling what I may be offering. Maybe some little silver flatware to a dollhouse or something. I don't know. Lots of cool stuff. Look at this. Look at this piece. This is the man on the moon. And the neat thing is some of these items, of course, if they've gotten tarnished over the years, hey, it's great. I've got my office right down the hall. I can polish these things up and get them to you, and they'd be like brand new. Look at this. You have blue. I love this actually design. Blue topaz, Afghan lapis, man on the moon design. Very popular, and Raven really liked this one, but it's not like she doesn't have so many others. Look at that. Look at how well made. Solid silver back, nice large bail, accommodate anything that you want to wear it on. And the magic item, again, over more than anything else, is the price. The price. And in this case, $38. Yes, $38. That's, you know, yeah. So let me just borrow that for a moment so I can keep moving here. So, okay. 1098823 maybe. 1098823. Okay. Yeah, I'm just not reading it right. Hold on. 1096823. See, the 8s and the 6s. But I'm going to go to the Toofy doctor, the eye doctor, and the everything doctor, because I'm falling apart. Okay, take a look, take a look. Oh, where's the neat little thing that, yep, Raven gave me that I like for this? The bracelet holder. Look at this. All right, black onyx. Ladies, you know that LBD, you need something to go with it. That little black dress. Wow, look at this. This is really well made. These nice large rivets. I like that design, become part of the design. Black onyx, nice, heavy, beautiful. And here's the neat thing. I actually had to look really carefully. This is a true hidden clasp. Okay, so look, that is really hidden. As I went around and around, and finally I had to put the tag next to it so I could find it much easier. This is 7.5 inches overall. That will look simply marvelous with so many things. Blue jeans or an evening gown. Price, $68. $68. This would be $268, $168. Anywhere up there, but definitely in the 168 and up range. Let me get to, let me see, I think 2 pieces left. Okay, I wanted to, there was a, yeah, because this was a crystal. I actually have a mineral crystal you're gonna get to see. So this and one other item, 1097, I don't wanna use up his good graces, 1097223. Because I have lots of items in the pipeline that you're going to continue to enjoy. And I just don't mean jewelry, and you're seeing gemstones. I am talking about all kinds of fun stuff, including, wait till you see this. What Raven doesn't make off with, or even myself. I haven't gotten to offer much anything like this in a while. Look at that. Look at that. And if I have turquoise, then I have turquoise. I don't have reconstituted. I don't have revomited. I don't have all this other stuff that they do to turquoise. This is the real deal. Now, you also want to know what this is? This is a mix of what looks like Western turquoise to me. Actual natural Western turquoise. Very seldom can you say that. But when you know turquoise enough, you can actually look at this and know that this turquoise isn't found in the same areas that color turquoise is found, etc. Now, here's the thing. I didn't have time to look when I was adding this to inventory, but often the Native American artisans only use 2 initials. There's 2 initials here and then the inscription. Look at that a lot closer and see if you can look it up. If I had time, I would have, but most likely I would have been adding money to the price. As it stands now, my ignorance is your bliss, because I am offering this piece at only $38 when it could easily be $138. Depending on the hallmark and the quality. But nevertheless, even whoever made it, they did it with intent and well thought out, because those different colors and types, that's intentional. I love that piece. Oh, and let me show you one more thing. Men's or ladies, look at how low the profile is. Let me show it to you on my hand. That's a great looking ring. That's a great looking ring. I love turquoise. It's an American stone, and everybody should have a turquoise ring. One last item is coming up right now, and we're going to finish with a mineral specimen. 1095823, and taking us to a special place. This is a neat piece, so let me just take one moment and save the rock till the end. And this has been in my collection, and and I love it. Look at this. One of the rarest colors of fluorite there is. The rarest color being a clear white color, believe it or not. And off to the closet I went with this, and boy did it fluoresce. A stunning, beautiful purple. Now, as we go in close, some of the things that really like about this, look at the truncated corners. That's, of course, in part of the crystallography of it. I really like that. Now, let me show you something else. Let me get my pointer here, because what you don't, I didn't even see this at first. Well, for one thing, there's another crystal there. But if you look, let's look from the end. Let's start right here. And if we catch the light reflecting off this area right here, you're going to see, there we go, boom. All right, you see that reflection? You see the angles? That should give you a little clue. If Dave can just take us a little further in on this, maybe not, but you're going to see that right in here are beryl crystals. You know, you could maybe exaggerate and call them aquamarine, but they're actually just beryl crystals. So beryl crystals extending down here along with muscovite mica. Look at that. There's another beryl crystal, and it goes from here. Here's the end right there that the light will reflect off of. You could definitely use a brush, clean a lot of this up. There's also, here's the other cool thing. Look at this, etched feldspar. And wow, and as a matter of fact, you can see a little bit of the bluish color to the beryl right there. It really looks almost like it goes into the crystal. But right in there, look at these little what look like crystals, but part of the action is where this bigger feldspar crystal was etched out, leaving this dramatic kind of opening what's left, what wasn't eaten away. This piece says a lot in many different ways, and again, has striking fluorescence. Well, it's a really neat showpiece from Pakistan, and yeah, so as a rock hound with all that beautiful jewelry, I still probably have to say, as obviously witnessed by this at only $44. $44. All right, had a lot of other things, always will. We'll get to those another day. Be back in a moment with the trivia. Okay, hey, did you have fun? I know I did, and you know, just really excited to, you know, I got my birthday behind me. I missed my pops and had lots of tears, and I'm sure that won't be the end of them, but it was, look forward to coming back and being with all of you and around this exciting inventory and be able to bring it to you at the prices I did. Now, as far as the memo on these items, they're not going to be items that are going to be memoed out and available for 3 and 4 weeks. Really, 1 week, 2 on the outside. Maybe on some of these items, maybe no longer than a week. So, if you see something that you liked, you know, grab it. They're not going to get less expensive at the price of offering them at. There's just no way I can do that, because what I did was stripped it out of all the labor, built back in what the stones cost me back then, and figured the metal and the diamonds all discounted, and then added the estate discount to it as well. So I hope you recognize the bargains. If they don't sell in this show, which, you know, I don't expect everything to, but you may see them elsewhere. Just they're going to be priced differently, and some of you may find it quite a sticker shock kind of priced differently, but they'll still be priced because of the cost. they're still going to be so inexpensive in the other market that they're going to sell. Just like my ruby ring, it sold straight away. It was only the blessings of the universe that brought it back to me, and I am thankful for that. So, okay, I have trivia questions here. Let's, I made it kind of easy. So last week we had, well, I had some fun giving you some minerals to see if you could figure out what they were from a distance. Kind of surprised none of you got the conic calcite by color alone, but that's what you're here for. If you knew it all, then you would be sitting not even where I do. Because I have a long way to go before I know it all. So, nevertheless, I probably would have gotten the conic calcite right. I'm just teasing. All right, ready, set. Number one, plum jade is a mixture of jade minerals and what other primary material? In other words, I talked about the Turkish plum jade, which I sold so much of in so many different forms and carvings and all. And I always knew, and even worked with it lapidary-wise, and I could tell by working with it that you're not working with a material that is pure. In other words, there is jade minerals or jadeite. You know, in the jade family, remember how many different things like Mount Sit? It had, you know, chromium jadeite. It had cosmochlor, which is another jade mineral. It had several others before it even got into the other items. It really made it a rock. And someone got that Mount Sit bracelet. You made an excellent purchase, whoever got that one. All right, so plum jade is a mixture of jade minerals and what other material? I focused on it. Question number two. To be called a rhodolite garnet, two garnets intermingle their chemistry together to create a garnet that doesn't look like either one of their original members that make them up. Close, but there is a difference. So, to be called a rhodolite garnet, it is made up of two other garnet member families. What are those other two garnet member families? All right, that's it. I'm not going to give you anything else hard. We've got a big show planned for you next week as well. In between, I've got to get a museum class and quality dollhouse and also 150 collectible dolls that I have am in charge of as part of the estate in moving those. So if I was able to put this dollhouse and showed it to you, one of you out there would have to have it because I want it. Even though it's a dollhouse, it is amazing. It's got little tiny electric lights and little bitty fans, and it is really world class and beyond. But anyway, I get to be the one to get to sell it, and I'll learn a lot more about dolls and dollhouses before it's all over with. So in the meantime, much more jewelry, and I mean much more jewelry. I mean deals on the silver, deals on the gold. Wait till you see. Can't wait to show you every week the new items that you and I will be getting to share together. God bless all of you. Thank you so much for your kind support through this difficult time of, you know, missing my dad on our shared mutual birthday, through the holidays. If it weren't for you, and looking forward, and my gem shopping family that I've been a part of here for 15 years, and all of that just makes it a little bit more easier to when you have a family that you enjoy and people that you enjoy being around. And I think in this case, my family here at Gem Shopping has certainly stepped up and has been a closer family at many times than blood family, and but that's okay. That's okay. I'm just glad that I get to have both. Happy New Year once again. If you didn't hear me wish it to you before, and I look forward to spending this entire year with all of you. So, from my heart and from my mind and from my soul, thank you, and with all the love that goes with it. See you next Monday.